Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I will be talking about my Warner Music Group interview experience. So this was for a front-end role. So I'll share how I applied, what happened in my interview rounds, and also the resources which I used to prepare for these interviews. So let's get started. So I applied for the role through Naukri. I'm sure if you are on your uh, job switch preparation, you must be knowing about Naukri. So I applied on Naukri, and around Diwali, I received a mail from their HR team regarding the interview process. And later, the first round was scheduled in the first week of November. So I had around 7 days to prepare for the first round. So it was a React machine coding round, and it was of 90 minutes duration. Now, in this round, they had shared a problem statement which was written very beautifully and nicely, and they had explained all the requirements. So basically, I had to fetch, basically, I had to call some APIs and show a grid of some, let's say, cartoon characters, and each of the cards also, like they had shared me the UI which I had to implement. So it was not a challenging question, it was a decent question, and that question would test your uh, expertise on, let's say, the fetch API. How do you handle the response, state management? And I had to use Vanilla JS. I also implemented pagination, and I had still some time left, so I improvised my code. I added caching as well. Also, I improved the performance of my application using things like promise.all and a few other optimizations. So this round went really well, and from my perspective, it was not tough at all. And I could solve this question easily within, I think, 60 to 70 minutes, and we had some extra time left. So, yes, I received the feedback just the day after, and then the second round was scheduled. So the second round was a front-end architecture design round. Again, for this round, I had almost 6 days to prepare, and this was of 1 hour duration. Now, this was the first time I was giving a front-end architecture round, so I was nervous. Basically, the interviewer shared something similar to a Spotify homepage, and they asked how I would design and code it. Basically, how would I design the code? Okay, so I followed the Kakadao framework to solve this question. Now, you must be thinking, what is this Kakadao framework? So, this is a framework which can be used to answer the front end architecture rounds, front end architecture questions. So, I'll tell you more about this framework. So, basically, in this question, I shared the components, the entire folder structure. So, I wrote out the entire folder structure, which I will be, which I would design basically as an engineer for that Spotify UI, whichever they shared, and how would I manage the test files? What would the API structure look like? What would the pagination look like? How do I handle the response headers, the request headers, the state management strategy? How different components would interact? How would we approach responsiveness? So all of that, and it was a discussion round, and this went really nice. So after the second round, I was expecting a positive response. However, I received an update stating that the position was put on hold. So the process ended there. Anyways, coming to the resources now. So, as I mentioned, I had 7 days to prepare for round one and almost 6 days to prepare for round two. So, in total, I prepared for some 12 to 13 days along with my full time job. So I could go through a limited number of resources, but whatever I did, I'll share with you. So this is what I prepared for the first round, which was the React machine coding round. So these are few things which I had noted down that I should be comfortable with coding. So I should be comfortable writing vanilla CSS, functional components, custom hooks, and all of this, and I should not be, needing the internet to write any of these. Also, just to give you an idea, I was pretty much already comfortable with all of this. Okay, so I just had to brush up my concepts. I have a good idea on writing React applications from the bare minimum, and without using the internet, so I can very easily do that. So I just had to revise few things like the context API, how to write custom hooks, and all of that. So I did this initially, and after that, I watched this video of most asked front-end machine coding interview questions. uh, that is why I've just noted it down here, and then I practiced certain questions. So from Akshay Sani's playlist, I practiced all the questions. Again, I was able to solve all the questions on my own. I also looked at what Akshay was, providing as a solution, but I was able to solve these questions on my own. From Front End Master, I could only solve, I think this playlist has almost 30 videos, so I couldn't go through all the videos. But yeah, I could go through a decent number of the questions here as well. So this is what I prepared for the front end machine coding round. After that, I had the front end architecture round. Now this was the first time I was giving a front end architecture round, so I was a little troubled how to prepare. Anyways, I struggled a lot initially with the resources, so I have shared you the best resources which I found were really nice and to the point. So here I've shared the links. So this is Shivam Bhalla's video, this is Frontend Master's video. This link talks about the Kakadao framework, and this link is a deeper dive into that. So there's another framework called the radio framework, which is more popular when you search front-end system design. But if you read the comment here, you would realize that the Kakadao is a better framework. Okay, so you can go through these resources. Apart from this, as I mentioned, I basically went through some of these topics which I thought I should prepare, just to brush up my concepts like CSR, SSR, then the web vitals, and how to, how to calculate the performance metrics, hydration, how to memorize, and all of that. Just this was just a revision for me. Apart from this, I focused extensively on the folder structure part because, after going through the initial resources, I was sure that I should be very good with the folder structure. So here I have shared the generic folder structure which you can use for any question. Okay, I mean, this is what I, agree with. This is the folder structure I can completely explain, and I would definitely use. In fact, I do use. Okay, so you can obviously make your own changes to it, but for me this is decent folder structure, and I used this folder structure in my answer here as well in the second interview round. Then these are some questions related to APIs, how would you handle API and all of that. Then the Kakadao framework, then common questions. So you can go through all of this. I was just revising, and I used ChatGPT extensively for coming up with these questions and the answers. uh, so I was just giving it the topics I want to prepare, and it gave me the Q&A. So yeah, this is it. I think I have covered everything. Let me just check once. So yeah, uh, I hope this video helps anyone preparing for the front-end interviews, or specifically the machine coding and the architecture rounds. So if you found this useful, please like the video, comment down below, and you can subscribe for more interview experiences or preparation strategies or low-level design, high-level design videos. Yeah, thank you for watching.